Careful what we pray for. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. We had a fantastic crosstalk meeting last night. I want to thank everybody who came out and hung out with us for the 1 hour meeting last night. A lot of fun, great dialogue and discussion. Several of the topics that came in, I'm telling you, very poignant because I needed to hear this topic. So everyone came and hung out with us last night. Thank you guys for doing so. I got out of that meeting exactly what I needed spiritually. Also, our friends in the treatment facility, if you guys are watching this morning on the YouTube channel, we will be coming to see you guys tonight at 6 o'clock for our 2-hour Saturday session. And as you guys know how that works, we never know what's going to happen, right? It's always, that's just an incredible amount of fun. Very, very relaxed and laid back and always a lot of laughs. So we'll see you guys tonight at 6 o'clock in the big room there. So last night after the crosstalk meeting, I was talking to an individual I hadn't seen in a few weeks, and their schedule was kind of mixed up and they had a lot of things going on. So I was talking to them after the meeting. I said, hey, how's it going? How you doing? Are you running into any issues? You still doing good? Yep. Doing good. And I'm paraphrasing their response, of course, but basically it was just kind of unnerving how there was nothing going on. There was no longer all the chaos and the squirrels running around a million miles an hour and all this, pandemonium taking place. And they were talking about how it was kind of difficult getting settled and adjusted to not all this craziness happening. And I looked at them and I was like, isn't that what we call serenity? Isn't that what we prayed for a long time? I know, relating it back to my own personal experience, that's all I begged for. I was raised in a religious household, so I would pray to my religious God, begging him for serenity. God, just get me to stop and I'll never touch the stuff again. God, just show me how to control this, how to manage it, and I'll do a better job. I prayed all these things, but that religious God I was praying to, he just wasn't answering. And finally, whenever I came back into the rooms of recovery and started working my program, made that commitment, as I talked about yesterday, to work my program. Especially whenever I read chapter 4, I realized I was praying to a God that I thought was mine when it was really a God of somebody else. In other words, somebody else impressed upon me their ideas of God, what God was and wasn't. It was their ideas, but they were making me believe that or telling me I needed to believe that, which of course I did for many years. So once I realized that I got to create my own conception of God, and I was able to start praying and building that relationship with that conception of God, my own conception of God. Once I started doing that, well, hell, my prayers started getting answered. But the caveat to all that was sometimes my prayers were getting answered and I had no idea they were getting answered. I prayed for that serenity, and then whenever the serenity came, I didn't know what the hell to do. I was like, wait a minute, it's too peaceful and quiet here. My kids are out doing their things. My wife's doing her thing. Is this what they call serenity? Of course it is. And there's a lot of times that we will find ourselves praying and asking God for things, and when God delivers, when our higher power delivers, we don't realize it. We're like, what is this? What are we supposed to do with this? And that's part of the miracle of recovery, in my opinion, is learning to be specific for the things that we ask for. Keep this in mind, though, too. And I have a lot of friends tell me, they say, well, I prayed God would let me win the lottery. Come on. No is a complete answer. When I prayed for God to win the lottery, he told me no. You know how he told me no? Because he didn't respond. He's like, yep, I'm checking out. And matter of fact, to that point, keep this in mind too. God's rejection is really God's protection for us. God probably doesn't want me winning a lottery because he probably knows exactly what the hell I'll do with all that money, right? Massive dog shelter for all the stray dogs, and truth be told, I might end up going out and blowing a lot of money on booze. So maybe God's answer of no is what's helping to keep me sober. Keep in mind, what we pray for, if we are connected and plugged in with our own conception of a higher power, one that works for us, what we pray for, we may get that answer and we may not be able to realize it right away. It took me a little bit of time before I realized This is what serenity is all about. I want to encourage you, find a group of people, like-minded individuals you can form and strengthen, build that network, support network for yourself on your own road to recovery, but be sure to start praying. Find that concept of a higher power, your own concept, and build that network with them. That way your prayers can start being answered. With that being said, I am out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.